if no questions, we have 7 minutes. Let's do one more halakha. Okay, so chapter number 3 and halakha number 1. Each and every person has merit and sins. A person whose merits exceed his sins in turn is termed righteous. A person whose sins exceed his merits is termed wicked. If his sins and merits are equal, he is termed a Beinani. So Beinani is intermediate, mediocre. Right? The same applies to the entire country. If the merits of all its inhabitants exceed their sins, it is the term righteous. If the sins are greater, it is termed wicked. The same applies to the entire world. Very interesting halakha. Very famous. Very famous. So let's start from the beginning with commentaries. Each and every person has merits and sins. Merits, commentary. Brachas 57:8, Talmud Brachas, say that even if the sinners of Israel are filled with mitzvos as a pomegranate with seed. So even the person is a wicked person, right? But he does some things good, right? Maybe he respects his parents. Okay. Merits and sins, commentary. For there is not a righteous man who will do only good and never sins. It says Kahelas 7:20. Okay. So all of the people do good and all of the people do some bad. Right? Depends on the person. A person whose merits exceed his sins is termed righteous. So merits exceed his sins. Commentary. As explained in Halachah 2, the reckoning of the merits against the sin is not only quantitative matter. Rather, God in his infinite wisdom makes the account consider nature as well as the number of the deeds. So it's not like 1-to-1. It's not quantity but quality. Some sins are so huge it's like bigger than the world, and some are smaller, and some mitzvos merits are like bigger, and some are smaller. Okay. So, but if one more time, if a person whose merits exceed his sins is termed righteous, right? As a commentary say, it's only HaShem in His infinite wisdom can decide who is righteous, who is not righteous, right? But we must try our best to have the more merits and to have less sins as possible. Commentary. Rav Saadia Gaon explained this term is to be interpreted in relative sense. Okay, since the more righteous than others, more righteous than others. Okay. So compare if everybody is wicked and he is righteous, as Noah, for example, right? So he is righteous. Similarly, in Tanya, chapter 1, Tanya is Bala Tanya, this Chabad teaching. Right? Says that here the expression righteous and wicked are borrowed terms. So it's not, don't take it literally, he says, used within the context of the reward and punishment, applying to one deemed righteous in judgment. Okay. However, regarding the true definition of the category of the righteous, our sages declare in Bracha 62b, a righteous motivated solely by their good inclination. Okay, that's not what Rambam is saying. Rambam is saying like straightforward. If you have more sins, you are wicked. If you have more merits, you're righteous. Okay. A person whose sins exceed his merits is termed wicked. Commentary, Brachas, same place, 62b, describes a wicked person, one motivated by his evil inclination. So every person has evil inclination, which resides in the heart, right? So people usually, when they act based on emotions, usually it's opposite to the right thing, right? And good inclination is in the brain. Okay, so we trying to do by intellect, not by our, but we're trying to live by our intellect and act by our intellect instead of our emotions. It's 5. Okay, continue. If his sins and merits are equal, so I mean everything is possible, right? He's termed a Beinani. Commentary. The latter terms means someone in the middle. In Talmud Brachas, describes him as a person motivated by both inclination and considering involved in struggle between them. So I would say, and I would say, just say that that's most of us, Beinani. Like we're not completely wicked people, like people that are driven only by evil inclination, or we're not completely righteous. At least I'm talking about myself, that I don't have like bad inclination, right? So we're somewhere in the middle. Okay. The same applies to the entire country. So meaning the same balance. So if most of the people in the country are sinners, are wicked, so it's a wicked country. If most of the people on another side, so it's a righteous country. If the merits of all its inhabitants exceed their sins, it is termed as righteous. Right, 7, commentary. Even if many righteous men live in a country, it is judged as a whole, and its fortune determined according to the behavior of the inhabitants, of all of its inhabitants, not only righteous people. Yerushalayim Talmud, Tanis 3:4. Okay. And the last sentence says, if the sins are greater, it is termed wicked. The same applies to the entire world. So basically, so our balance, as we're going to say, I think in the Mishnah, in Halachah number 2. So if let's say a world is in a balance 50-50, so we must see ourselves that everything is in a balance, ourselves in a balance 50-50, as Rambam is going to explain. I do one mitzvah and I'm in a category of righteous. I do one avera, one sin, I'm in category of the wicked. And same way with the country. So let's say country is 50-50, that's how you have to see ourselves. And if I do one thing good, one thing positive, so I am going to change the balance of the whole country and the same of the whole world. That's how we must see ourselves every day, every second. As we said before, many times you have a free choice, and based on this free choice, we can change the world around us. Okay.